We're here with the Funkadactyls. Funkadactyls, what's the haps, ladies?
Nothing much. Just kicking it in LA.
Yeah.
Getting ready for Summerslam.
Does the morning agree with you usually? It's very early right now.
With me, no.
No.
With me, I was like, oh, I'm trying to keep my eyes open right now. I'm not a morning person whatsoever.
How's
You know
it?
what they say?
What?
Early bird gets the worm.
I guess this is the worm, though. This isn't as exciting as you would have imagined. What's it like now? You know, you've been in the public eye for a long time in WWE, but now it's this whole new thing because you're part of the Divas reality show on E, and your personal lives are kind of on display for the first time. Have things changed for you?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Being on Total Divas has definitely made me open up a whole lot more. And I think it's cool because it gives viewers the opportunity to see what it's like and what it takes to be a WWE diva, how hard we work, how hard we train, how driven we are, how smart we are, how strong we are physically.
But you've both had, it's only been 3 episodes in, and you've had your share of drama. What was it like to have your boyfriend kind of acting in, like your boyfriend shows up at work, and you work in wrestling, and he wants to fight the dude that you go to the ring with, but really fight the dude?
Okay, so what they really didn't get to show is what happened, and what was said to me was very, very inappropriate. So it's like a catch-22 because I get it. It's like it's my work environment, so you can't come in here and cause hell because that's where I work. And two, we're in a marriage, so if I get in trouble,
Me and her are in a marriage.
yes,
Right.
she's in trouble. You know what I mean? It's like it works. She's in trouble. I'm in trouble. So it's a catch-22. He's trying to defend me because it's like to have a guy just pretty much come and talk to me and make me cry. I think it's what it was. He saw me crying and was just like, you know what? It hurt him so much. And he's the sweetest guy. So it's like he looked like a complete douche there, but he was just trying to defend me. So it's like one of those type of things. It's like, I'm like, babe, you can't do that. Next time you have to deal with that in a more appropriate way.
But that's part of it. That's what you risk being on these reality shows. It's like these douchey moments are going to be highlighted because people want to see the douchey moments.
Exactly.
Do you think he could have beat Brodus Clay in a fight? I mean, Brodus Clay is a big dude. He used to be Snoop Dogg's bodyguard.
Well, I don't promote violence whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I think at the time it's just, when you get in the heat of the moment, he was really upset. But at the end of the day, he's an adult and he's a sweet guy, and he ended up even going up and being like, you know what, which they don't show. They don't show the good stuff about him kind of being like, you know what, let's put this aside, shake on it. Good. So, if he sees him now, he'd be like, hey, how are you doing? And, keep it pushing.
Of course not. That sounds boring. You want to see the fight.
They don't want to see that. So, of course, they're only going to show, the juicy part. And I'm like, oh, babe, I'm so sorry that, you end up looking like a complete douche.
What was that like for him? Because, at least for your fiance, he's also used to being on camera. But for your boyfriend, this is the first time, the public's seen it. Is he ready for this?
Yes. Lately, he has just been, he's like, hey, babe, I think I could do this, full time. I was like, there's only one star in the house, boo-boo. So it's
He's turned into a little TV star?
He's starting to be, starting to feel himself a little bit. He's still very humble and still very sweet and still supportive of me, but it's funny to watch, him, really eat it all up. I'm like, what? I created a monster here.
He doesn't mind? Does he have, Twitter and people are tweeting him and stuff now?
Yeah, and it's sad because, now people are, tweeting him, Brodus would have kicked your ass.
Right.
And, because no matter what, especially, our diehard wrestling fans, it doesn't matter. Literally, someone could have done, the most craziest thing to me, but in our world, it's they protect you no matter what. So, the fans are like,
Right.
You're not going to come in our world and try to, fight one of our guys. Not going to happen.
Plus, we've seen Brodus Clay beat up 3 guys at once, so...
Well, I mean, what we do, it's different from, we're entertainers. When we go out there, we're acting. Just like if we were about to go do, a movie, we're acting. So it's sports entertainment. So deep down inside, Brodus, he's a great guy. He's a sweet guy. And we're like a little family. So he's not really like that in person.
What about you? You're engaged to another wrestler, but on the show, the last episode we watched, you're in this big fight, he's slapping stuff off the counter. Are you wearing your engagement ring?
Oh, yes. Learn my lesson. Yeah, I'm mad he actually broke that glass because it just ruined my whole set that I had. But we're good.
Yeah. How much of what we saw on the show was real when you guys were in the ring, and it was kind of when he was like, what'd you do that for?
Oh, it's real.
Is it?
What you see, it's real. What you see is what you get. Yeah.
So that was not he didn't see the Hurricane Rana coming.
He didn't see it coming. He knows all my moves. He's taught me the majority of them, but
Right.
he didn't know I was gonna do that.
So he was ready to catch it because he can't just sit there and just stand there and drop you.
Well, that's one of those moves when it happens, it happens. Like once I hook you, it's a wrap. You be going down.
What happened at WrestleMania when the match got cut? Was it time restrictions? Did somebody go long?
Time restrictions, yeah.
So and
normally when the show is running over on time, the girls' match is the first match to be
go.
cut. Yeah.
when did you find out? Like, how long before you were supposed to go on do you find out that you're not going out?
Vince actually told us.
Himself.
Which I respect so much, because that means a lot, that he took the time to like step away from watching. You know, at that time it was Punk and Taker, and it was just like, whoa, like for him to step away from that. But we literally were about to go out. We were the next match, and I thought he was kidding. I was waiting for him to say just kidding, and everyone was like, you know, it was one of those moments like, that's our Super Bowl, so to have that moment cut was just like, wow, we worked so hard this year just to have like our hearts broken. But hey, WrestleMania 30 is around the corner, so hopefully we can get that match.
Is Punk Taker the match that went a little long?
Yes. Yeah. That was the match.
So then, but do you realize?
Probably like a combination too of like a few matches just running a little bit over, and then eventually you just go over too long. And
but to say it, they had a freaking awesome match. That match was, and you know what? At the end of the day, like, I can respect that. You know, the two of them are two of the most amazing people in the WWE, and especially Taker. Gosh, he's been going. What was that? What number was that for him for WrestleMania? Like 21 or something crazy. So.
Oh my God! Look who's joined us is Mick Foley. Yeah. I think the #1 Divas fan in the world.
I love the Divas, and I'm so happy that they have a show. I came out last year. I don't know if you saw the article. It was called Diva Believer. And that's what it's called. It was after WrestleMania when I'd seen how hard all the Divas work, and that their contributions to WWE extend far beyond the ring. And so I was thrilled when I saw that they were having their own show that was going to focus some attention. I'm with you, on the ring, like, not that an engagement ring and a WWE Hall of Fame ring are the same thing, but I never wear mine because it's important to me and I don't want to lose it. It's not a sign that if I don't wear it that I don't like it, And besides, I had a conversation with your man. I understand they're going completely to plasticware at the house. There'll be no more and I went up and I said, listen, wrestling may not always be there for you, but he will if you give him a chance. So not only are they on a show, but now lines. It's iconic. It's too late.
So are you a reality show fan, or?
No, I'm not, generally speaking, a reality show fan. I've only watched a couple I got hooked on The Voice, and then I actually had to go to rehab to get off of Celebrity Rehab. I got hooked on Celebrity Rehab. Yeah. And I had to go to rehab.
Dr. Drew does that to people. Does that how do you ladies feel knowing that, are there people like Mick Foley that you're sitting there going like, oh my God, not only is the general public watching, but Mick Foley's watching, or so-and-so is watching?
Yes, and that definitely puts the pressure on.
How do you feel about that?
Well, it goes to show you never know who's going to watch. I think one of the things that's so nice about a show like Total Divas is that they will attract people who would not normally watch wrestling and or sports entertainment. They get caught up in the emotional lives of the women and the men involved, and then they become fans. So
you love the drama, Mick. You love the drama.
I believe I make a cameo in an upcoming episode. I'll tell you what, I will be hurt. If I know they filmed it. If somebody makes the executive decision that the scene I was in was not good enough, it gets cut, I'll be hurt.
That'll be your match cut from WrestleMania moment
That would
that
be
they had
my
to deal
match
with.
cut from WrestleMania moment. I remember being there. I think it was the day after Mania. I'm not sure if it was the day after or right before, when the big argument broke out, and there were tears backstage, and I was like, "What happened?" Because I saw the Bellas, like they looked like they were fine, so I thought something terrible had happened in the match, and I went, "What happened?" And I was like, "Well, apparently, like the dance routine didn't go," and I was like, "This is over the dance," and Brodus was upset, but look, we're perfectionists. We want things to happen and be perfect, and I don't mean to take away from your time, but it's nice to have someone vouch who's a fan, and I did. I told my daughter when I got home, I was like, "Do you have Total Divas recorded?" And so I'd seen the first episode, and I really liked it. And then I caught up on the other two, and I'm in. I'm in for the season. Yeah.
What's the creepiest thing that's happened to you since
you guys
the?
have your-
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you guys have your moment.
All right.
But I just thought I'd interject and say I'm a fan.
He's a super fan.
It's only fair. You've entertained us for so many years, so now it's my turn to entertain you.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm going to echo. The only problem I have with the show is I'm watching the show, and these are people I've worked with for years, and I'm like, they have real names. Like I just finally learned how to tell Jimmy and Jay Uso apart, and then they're going to hit me with some real name thing. I'm like, no, I'm not going for it. Yeah. So now I just walk around calling people dude. Just
Hey man.
Hey man, what's going on? Okay. See you, ladies. That's my way of saying I don't know who's who anymore. Okay. All right. Have a great day.
All right.
Thanks, Mick.
So, are there people like Mick Foley that have come up to you and said we watched the show and you've been surprised by it?
This has been about for me the most surprising to see, like, wow, like he's like, I watched the first and caught up and was like, hey, is Total Divas on to his daughter? So that's awesome, because Mick Foley, man, he's definitely paved a lot of the way, for us, and gosh, he's so entertaining. So like she said, it's time, for us to be the entertainers and like entertain him, because he's done it for so many years. It's still going.
You were on Tough Enough too, right?
Ooh, yes, I did Tough Enough. Which goes to show, if you really are passionate about something and you really want to strive hard, like.
Because you had a tough time on Tough Enough.
Well, I had a hard time for the backlash I got from Tough Enough, from saying what my favorite match was. But I know exactly what I was doing. Having a business marketing degree, it's like sometimes bad publicity is good publicity. And I knew if I was going to go out, I'm going to go out with a bang, so.
Yeah. Were you ready? That was kind of the question.
Good bang.
It got everybody talking, though. That was like
in a good way.
That's some Omarosa thinking publicity. Did you realize when you said what your favorite match was that the internet wrestling community specifically was going to have the backlash that it did?
No, I did not think it was going to be as bad. I still
love that match.
Oh yeah, that is still my.
What match was it?
It was
Melina
versus Alicia Fox.
That's right. Classic.
And then the stone. What? Who? No, it's so funny that I still get backlash for that. Like people, and I'm still trying to win the fans over, like the diehard wrestling fans, because they still see me as that girl that said, did she really just say Melina versus Alicia Fox? So it's like I'm still trying to win those fans.
It's okay though, because at the time you were new and you didn't know, and you're at a different point now, and you've grown and you are successful in the business. So I think eventually over time it'll die down and fade away.
There's this picture that has me like jumping up, like it's like from a match that Brodus won, and it was like up next Melina versus Alicia Fox. That picture is so, like, literally I laughed out loud when I saw that, because she showed me and I already had saw it earlier. So hello.
There's another one of like a shot from Total Divas of me like walking away from you like this, and like they put the little speech bubbles on you saying my favorite match is Melina versus Alicia Fox.
It's bad.
How long did it take before like the boys in the locker room were not talking about that with you?
Well, I was originally down in developmental. After that happened, then I went down to developmental. So hey, I still made it. And so it's like I really didn't hear. I got it down there, and then when I came up, they're like, "How did this girl come up so quickly?" Because believe it or not, like I'm the only person from Tough Enough that's made it. Everyone else has been released. So hey, sometimes it works out. It worked out in my favor. I was the first one gone, but look where I'm at now.
Do you have a favorite match now?
I actually, I mean, I know he's sitting right there, but I will say Hell in the Cell with Taker and Mick Foley, that was a sick, crazy match. That bump he took from off the top cage was crazy. It was cray.
And that's a much safer pick. I hope people will be easier on you now. I mean, that seems legitimate.
No, that actually, I watched that match and I was just like, damn, like he's taken some serious stuff, and that was actually a really good match. I like that match a lot. That's one of my favorites now.
Well, ladies, I have to release you now. Everybody else wants to talk to you, so congratulations on the show, and good luck in your relationships and your personal lives and everything that we all know about now.
Thank you.
Thank you.